Anderson. Oh! What a nail! As Jonathan Bostic just separated Mike Willie from the football.
Okay, we reloaded. You know what it is? It's Fourth Quarter Boyz Sports. I'm your illustrious host, Professor Lake. And we're back to discuss the Chicago Bears versus the New England Patriots matchup, game recap. So the Bears take an L today, 31-38. There's a couple things we're going to cover in regards to how the Bears ended up losing to the Patriots. But before we get into it, it is Fourth Quarter Boyz Sports. I am your illustrious host, Professor Lake, in the building as always, fresh out the kitchen. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Yeah, be a Fourth Quarter Boy for life. Hit that notification bell. All right, let's jump right into it. So, starting this thing off, we got to talk about the defense and how in the first series, Tom Brady came out and shredded them, completely shredded the Bears defense apart. 8 plays, starting off with an 18-yard run by Sony Michel, a dump-off pass to Michel for a big gain, another short pass to the running back for about 9 yards or something like that, a 7-yard gain, a 6-yard run, a pass to Julian Edelman, an incomplete pass, almost a sack, and then Julian Edelman runs through Khalil Mack and runs over another Chicago defender for a touchdown. 8 plays, right quick. Let's just get this out the way. Khalil Mack is not at 100%. I really want to know what's going on with the ankle. Because he does not look like the Khalil Mack of the first 4 games, and neither does the rest of the defensive front. You don't hear a lot from Akeem Hicks. Eddie Goldman disappeared. Floyd is in there getting pushed around. There's a play that happened later on in the first half where they seal Floyd off. They cut block him, and they just roll him over, man. And then he comes off the field. Looks like he was kind of hobbled. But, man, Floyd has to be better at contain and squeezing down on the run. I'm afraid to say, man, he's just a situational pass rusher. And once we get that in our head, maybe we could truly address the other side of Khalil Mack. But without Khalil Mack, the pass rush wasn't there. The run-stopping ability was questionable. So then the offense comes on the field. They run about 7 to 8 plays, and it ends up in a punt. The offense didn't look ready. Jordan Howard had a run for 2 yards. Tariq had a run for 2 yards. True was able to get a first down with a 14-yard run. Then you get an incomplete pass to Allen Robinson down the deep sideline. Another incomplete pass on a scramble. A batted pass and a punt. That's how our first drive ends. Scripted plays. Just not getting it going right off the bat sort of worries me. It makes me wonder how much does Mitchell Trubisky need to get in the groove of a game to actually get hot as a thrower, as a decision maker. We really got to start out against a team like the Patriots and Tom Brady fast. We can't afford to give up series as quickly as we did coming out from behind in the first quarter. Now, the Bears were able to turn some things around. I think the momentum switched after Kyle Fuller got the team off the field with a 3rd and short pass to Julian Edelman. He was able to block that pass. The offense comes back on the field. They continue to rely on Jordan Howard. I think they've made more of a conscious effort to get him involved in the offense. So he gets 2 big runs for about 4 yards apiece. So after this, True, shows his scrambling ability and runs in for a touchdown. The secondary gets tested again once they come back on the field by Tom Brady. But that drive ended up with a tackle for a loss by Bilal Nichols, which resulted in the fumble recovery by Bilal Nichols as well. True gets sacked after that. The Bears ended up really benefiting from Patriot penalties. Jordan Howard ends up coming through with a touchdown. So after the Jordan Howard touchdown, the Bears get back on defense. They get shredded again. No pass rush, no run stopping. And they eventually get around the maybe 7 or 8 yard line. And Floyd gets burnt by James White for a touchdown. James White had Leonard Floyd's feet all crossed up. Just wasn't a good look. The Bears get the ball back. They attempt to threaten the Patriots defense. One of the things that stood out to me during this game is that we had a lot of drop passes, and I'm not about to blame it on the sun, but Bellamy seems to say that he couldn't track the ball in the air on a long pass from Trubisky because the sun was in his eyes. With all that in mind, at the end of the half, the score is Patriots 21 and the Bears 17. Mind you, the Bears had 2 turnovers that they were able to capitalize on in the first half, okay? And the Patriots are still up by 21. They're still able to shred this defense. Not to mention, in the first half, you get a kick return by Cordero Patterson, somebody that has plagued the Bears constantly, even when he was with the Vikings. So he goes to New England and he thrashes the Bears for a touchdown, kick return. In the second half, the Bears drive for a touchdown. They pass to Tariq Cohen. The defense holds Brady to 3 points. Even though they were able to hold Brady to 3 points, Bill Belichick could recognize that he could exploit Leonard Floyd and his size. And he did just that during this drive, capping it off with a field goal. The offense fails once they get the ball back. They end up punting. We have a special teams blunder once again. A punt block, return for a touchdown. Trubisky comes back, throws an interception to Josh Bellamy. The Bears D holds up one more time. Trubisky comes back on the field. The drive ends with another interception. The Bears hold again. And then we get the ball back and the drive ends with a quarterback sack. Special teams is backed up in the end zone. It's a 37-yard kick. We were still able to get the ball back. Trubisky answers with the pass to Trey Burton. In the last play of the game, we get the ball back again. New England got into trying to grind this clock down, and we had about 30 seconds left. We toss a Hail Mary up to Kevin White. After watching this, I just can't help but think about guys like Josh Bellamy being out on the field. I think it was said that Allen Robinson caught an early injury in the game, so that's why we saw a lot of him. A lot of drop passes by the wide receivers today as well. You see early in the game, Allen Robinson had a ball hit him right in the hands. He drops the pass. Deion Sims drops a pass for a first down. Anthony Miller, even though the ball wasn't that accurate, his hands did end up getting on the ball, and I felt like he could have brought that in. And then we had 2 interceptions by Mitchell Trubisky, very risky throws, interceptions that took place at a critical time in the game. We just can't have that. I've been disappointed with Mitchell Trubisky's accuracy on the deep ball. He's had some guys open. He's left a lot of plays on the field. He's not throwing with conviction. I'm not sure if the wide receivers were up against a press man coverage or something like that, but it seemed like the timing was off. He wasn't able to throw with conviction, and it showed. Again, these interceptions at critical times just can't continue to happen. I know he's trying to make plays out there, but throwing into traffic, it could have been worse. He could have threw 3 interceptions, because I know there was a time he tried to throw to Bradley Sowell in the corner of the end zone. I kind of blame Matt Nagy for that play design, but that's neither here nor there. We're not going to talk about that quite yet. After the 2 interceptions, it seemed like Mitch lost a little bit of his confidence. I was glad he was able to finish the game with a touchdown drive, but the offense just didn't appear to be in sync. Not sure what type of scheme Bill Belichick ran, but it definitely did not look like Mitchell Trubisky was prepared to take advantage of what he saw during the week. I don't want to put it all on Mitch Trubisky's shoulders because this is a loss that everybody had their hand in. Offense, defense, and special teams. So again, like I said before, Sims, Allen Robinson, Josh Bellamy, Anthony Miller, all had drop passes that hit them in their hands that could have been extending the drive on 3rd and long. The offensive line, I just want to see more out there run blocking. I just want to see more. I'm not willing to sit here on this channel and tell you that Jordan Howard is that bad of a running back. These guys need to get some movement off the line of scrimmage. Unless his vision is that blurred, I just think that they're not opening up any holes. They're not opening up holes. And anything that Jordan Howard gets on the ground is because, he's pushing the pile himself. He's dragging tacklers with him. This O-line has to do a lot better with inside run blocking, outside run blocking. You got a guy like Charles Leno. He just got a contract extension, and he can't get the edge on a defensive end. The guy is pushing Charles Leno right to the sideline, and he's not giving up the edge. And they're making plays on our offensive tackles right now. They're not sealing the edge. They're not able to get upfield. And, as much time as they're able to give Mitchell Trubisky, he's not processing his progressions well. So everybody has a hand in this. You go look at the special teams, you get a kick return on you, and then you turn around and get a blocked punt, and you allow them to score a touchdown, and you still expect to win the game. I don't know what planet you're on. I don't know. At that point, I knew that there was nothing the Bears would be able to muster up at this point to salvage a victory. Too many things had went wrong at that time. Then when you want to talk about the defense, their secondary got shredded. I hear a lot of guys talking about our defensive backs, Kyle Fuller and Prince Amukamara. Prince had a nice play towards the sideline, but at the same time, we're not getting enough out those guys. And I'll say this, they were covering Patriot wide receivers for a long time because the pass rush just was not getting there. We're not talking about a quarterback that has elite scrambling ability. We're not talking about a quarterback that's supremely mobile. We're talking about Tom freaking Brady. He is the epitome of a quarterback statue. And if you're not going to be able to beat the guys in front of you as a defensive line, unless Khalil Mack is there, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It looked like they were getting off the ball and just reading. Nobody was getting penetration except Bilal Nichols. Where was Eddie Goldman? Where was Akeem Hicks? Where were they? Leonard Floyd, that's a whole nother discussion. Because he's a first-round draft pick, and he can't manage to muster up a sack on his own. And that's not good. Yeah, I'm frustrated with this game. Yeah, no one expected the Bears to beat the Patriots. But you know what? The Bears didn't just get beat by the Patriots. The Bears continue to get beat by themselves. They continue to make mistakes that no coach can coach you out of. The Bears are going to have to dig deep and think about assignments, think about where they are as players, and really step it up on focusing on game day. With everything in mind that we just watched, do you think that Khalil Mack should sit down the next game to rest that ankle up? We're going to need him, at the end of the season. We're going to need him for a couple of more tough games around Thanksgiving, around December time. I think the only way you're really going to get him back to 100% is maybe sit him down for 1 week and see what you got in some of these guys that are backing him up, because right now, Khalil Mack was just not effective. And I don't really want to see him perform like that. I don't like seeing guys pushing our star defensive player around on the ground because he's hobbled. And they're going to do that. They're going to do that. Unless he improves health-wise, I really think that the Bears should think about sitting Khalil Mack. I definitely understand why they needed him in there, because Floyd just isn't getting the job done. not in the running game, not in the pass rushing game. I'm very disappointed in his development thus far. And I've said this in the past. Floyd is a situational pass rusher. He's not an every down outside linebacker. And he's not that great in coverage, as you can see, against smaller, quicker, shiftier running backs. So there we are with Leonard Floyd. So getting Khalil Mack healthy is of utmost priority, because as Khalil Mack goes, it appears that's how this defense goes. Trubisky, this was a major step back, in my opinion. Again, like I said before, his accuracy was horrible today. He showed that he could scramble and move the ball with his feet, but being able to make quarterback decisions, big boy throws downfield, he just didn't show his capabilities today. It has been said he hasn't had enough experience, and it looked like it today. He looked like a quarterback that has only played 18 games in the NFL, in a college season, in addition to that. I'm not ready to blame Matt Nagy. I think the system works. I think the plays being called work. I think he needs a quarterback that will be able to throw with conviction and accuracy on the deep ball. I mean, Mitch is missing wide open wide receivers. I mean, if he put the ball out in front of Anthony Miller, that would have been probably a touchdown. Instead, he throws it behind the guy, giving the cornerback an opportunity to get back into the play and gain better position on the pass than your wide receiver. Josh Bellamy, he's been in the league so long, and he's still a poor wide receiver. I mean, he was wide open. Go get the ball. I'm not necessarily willing to put all of that on Mitch, because I think of Allen Robinson. I think a better wide receiver would have been able to make that catch. Mitch threw the ill-advised throw in the end zone that almost went for an interception in the red zone. Many of the things that I said before that the Bears needed to do to win this game, they just did not do. They didn't shore up the tackles. They didn't tighten up on these receivers. They basically got shredded defensively. The defensive line did not step up to the plate. Even though it looks like we had a nice running game, most of those yards came from Mitchell Trubisky. The offensive line is not getting enough push on the inside runs, and they're not dominating on the edge when they want to stretch the outside. How are you going to threaten anybody with the run if you can't block the run? And I want to believe in these guys, man. I want to believe in a Charles Leno and a Gerald Massey. But these guys are not getting the job done. They're not making it easy for our running backs. They're not. They're not. Okay? The drop passes have got to stop. You only get one chance to make a first down. I don't mean that like you don't get another chance to do it. But if you don't think like that, if you don't think this is the first down that's going to help starters to win the game, and you're dropping passes and you're thinking in your mind, oh, we'll get them next time, or we'll go look at how it was drawn up. No, you got to have more sense of urgency, fellas. You got to have more focus on the moment. And when the bright lights are shining and everybody's looking at the Chicago Bears, how will you respond? Now end it right there, man. You tell them a little frustrated. This is the first season with you guys, really, man. So you get to really understand, you know, I'm a real optimistic person, but yeah, I get frustrated like any other Bears fan. And that's where I'm at with it right now. I expect a lot more because they've shown a lot more. I'm really upset with the Khalil Mack injury because I think that's really put a damper on things up front for the Bears. I mean, he really was the engine to that defense. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens next week. I'm not sure who they're playing next week. I don't have a schedule right in front of me. One of you guys can go ahead and leave that in the comment section if you like. I'll probably find out as soon as I'm done with the tape. But, yeah, it's a tough loss. You know, the Bears felt like they had a victory in their grasp. And, you know, they definitely had their chances. They definitely had their chances. But this is a team that seems like they ride on emotion, and they really need to go ahead and get back in that playbook, get back on the practice field, and get this passing game down, and get these offensive linemen on the sled machine, because their drive blocking isn't where it needs to be. The hand placement is all wrong. They're coming out too high, and they need a better push. Floyd, you need to eat some Wheaties, man. But I'll stop. You know what time it is, man. It's Fourth Quarter Boyz Sports, man. I'm your illustrious host on this Bears Sunday, Professor Lake. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Yeah. Be a fourth quarter boy for life. For life, man. Oh, man. The Bears just took a serious L, man. So close, yet so far. Holla at your boy, man. I'm out.
And it's a what a nail! As Jonathan Bostic just separated Mike Willie from the football.